Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. My apologies, I have a little bit of allergies. Springtime, it's great. Temperatures is nice. It's sunny and everything, but with that comes allergies for me, but that's okay. Either way, remember I've talked about wintertime and springtime and even summertime. I mean, they're all different, so we have to adapt, right? We have to make sure that we're adapting to the weather, we're adapting to the new bloomings. I mean, eventually I'm gonna stop crying and I'm gonna start having allergies like this. But in the meantime, I'm still here. Subscribe to your YouTube channel, to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics, and it is your YouTube channel as well, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that way you can get notified of all the new videos that are come on board. Hit the like button. If you like this video, if you like any other videos, check out the library. I just did a video 2 days ago on ONET, ONET.gov. That's a great website if you wanna kind of see and compare how your resume does with the different tasks and skills and everything of a job. So you can go to ONET, ONET online. You can watch the video that I did. I actually went through the website and showed some examples. You can actually use and see some of the skills and tasks and duties and different things and education and everything, so that way your resume can actually be at the top of the hiring list. And so again, it's something that'll help you bolster your resume. It's going to make it a lot better, because what happens with ONET is that it is a site that gets updated, I think every 1 or 2 months, and it has the latest careers. The bright outlook, it has little suns. The super bright outlook, where that is the career that it's gonna prosper. So for example, like cybersecurity is prospering right now. If you look at it in ONET, you can see that the outlook is bright, because cybersecurity, we know we're all dealing with cybersecurity. We're all dealing with, having this or that, having our spam blockers and our phishing things, and we have different aspects, different walls, and so cybersecurity is actually one of the ones that has the brightest outlook, because we are way past the middle of this digital age. I mean, we're talking AI, we're talking about different aspects, and so I did do a digital fluency, digital currency, digital knowledge video a few months ago. Check it out, because it's amazing that in the less than a minute that I actually 3.5 minutes that I've done introducing myself and introducing everything else, people have watched billions and billions and billions of videos on YouTube. People have actually downloaded pictures from cloud-based services. People have swiped left or right on dating apps. I mean, it's amazing the how much digital currency, digital things we consume. I may have to do a part 2 of that video, so that way you can see some of the examples. But I mean, it's really amazing. Today's video, I wanted to talk about, again, and I think I hinted or I did a little bit in another video, it's just being humble. Be humble. It's one of those things where if you're humble, again, means that, to me, it means that you're in the neutral zone, you're in the present moment, and what your decisions that you're making are either here in the present moment, not in the past, and not too much into the future. Remember, the optimal zone for this neutral zone, it's actually 1 to 3 steps, and that's just my recommendation. I mean, you can decide however you want to do. If you can handle more, great. If you handle If you can handle less, great. So, but the neutral zone and the optimal zone is usually in the present, right? In the here and now. And 1, 2, 3, the max steps. Because that gives you the ability to adapt, to change on the spot, to make sure that you're doing what you're doing in the right direction, to making sure that you're meeting your goals, or you're meeting the checkoff list that you have made of the things that need to be done before you get to the next step, right? So for me, I'll give you an example. Again, I've told you this before. I'm in the credentialing program for special education teachers. I have, it's our first year. Can you imagine that? Our first year is about to finish this May. And it's amazing, all the classes that I've taken. I've soaked things in. Some of the things have kicked my butt because they're pretty heavy. Being a special education teacher, I got to hand it to all of the special education teachers out there that have done it for years. I salute you. You have done something that, some people don't stay in this occupation, specifically as very detailed or specific as special education, for that long. But some people have done that. And I'm very lucky because I have two mentors. I have one mentor that works with me, and she has been in special ed for 11 years. And then I have a mentor from my credential program that she has done, and I may butcher this number, but she has done special education, I think, for over 20 to 30 years, or even 40 years. And so I have my support team, right, has a lot of experience and can correct me whenever I need correction. And so, I'm humbled and I'm appreciative, and I thank them every day or every opportunity that I have for all the knowledge that they're giving me, because they can course correct me based on 11 years, based on 20 to 30 years, or even 40 years. It's amazing, all of the things that are coming into my head. And with my experience as a therapist, as a psychologist, as a teacher, as an instructor, as a faculty member, all of that wrapped up, it's pretty amazing. Those are the things. It's very amazing. My support system is really good. Not everybody's in my support system. And again, that's another aspect that, remember, you have to be realistic, because yes, you have to be humble, but you also have to be realistic. Not everybody's going to be in your support system, because some people will not do it for the right reasons, or will not do it the right way, will not support you in your trajectory, in your three steps. They will not, because some people have ulterior motives. You got to understand. You have to understand to do that. But you have to be humble enough to say thank you for the help that they give you, and kind of say, or not even say, you have to think no thank you for some of the things that they're teaching you. Again, humbleness is a huge trait in leadership. It's a huge trait in any occupation. For me, being humble in my occupation, in my job as a special education teacher, makes parents feel comfortable. They are always asking me questions. They're saying, what do you think, Carlos? What do you think I should do with my son or my daughter that's going from 6th grade to 7th grade? They're going to move over to junior high school. Some of the parents even ask me, which school would you recommend? And guess what I say? So this is everything that I say. I recommend for the parents to look at all their options that they have, and as a family unit. And even if they want to include the IEP team and everything, then either they make a decision or we all make a decision based on everything, right? Based on the child as a whole, because the student also has to have a say in it. And so I've been lucky enough to work in two places already as a special education teacher last year and this year, and I'm learning what to do, and I'm also learning what not to do. And sometimes I have to shut my mouth because I think I have all this experience, and I can do things right before becoming better at it or before learning something, and then I'm like, no, and I'm being humble, and I usually remind people, look, I have a lot of experience in a lot of different jobs and a lot of different occupations, but I'm trying to learn this from the ground up. I'm trying to make my basic foundation, right? I want to put the good stuff in my foundation as a special education teacher. So I tell them, look, I'm 48 years old, and some of my mentors, one of my mentors, is younger than I am. And so I have to be humble enough to say, you're the one who's been here for 11 years. I just course correct me along the way so that way I can learn how to do things the right way. And so we do, and it's great. And so again, that's what I do with the teachers. That's what I do. Conference week is next week, and I'm going to be in the conferences, talking to the parents, giving them with some of the teachers. Some of the teachers have invited me to be part of their conferences with the students, with the special education students. And so I'm humble enough to say I will be there, and I will make sure that I give my take on how their child is doing in special education in groups. And then also at the same time, you have to be humble enough that, for me, that I'm not the one leading the conference, is the general education teacher. And so usually what I do is I wait till he or she calls upon me to give my perspective of the child, so that way the parent can get the entire picture. Remember, the kid as a whole, the entire picture, so that way they can better help and support, because we're all part of the same team, right? Sometimes it doesn't seem that way, but we're all part of the same team. But if we work together, if we humble ourselves enough to say, okay, I may be doing this the wrong way, but I need your opinion. Or here's what I think, but I need all of us to come together so that we can decide on what to do. I mean, again, right? When you're part of a team, it's not one voice, it's many voices. It's kind of like your village, right? That from time to time there's somebody that you haven't spoken to in a long time, and they come out and say, hey, I remember when, and and they have ideas or they have suggestions, and you have to be humble again, right? You have to be humble enough to listen. You don't have to accept it, and you don't have to say it, no, I'm not going to accept it out loud, but at least listen. Humble is listening. That's one thing that you can do. The other one is be respectful. Humble means being respectful. Remember, these people are trying to help you in some way or the other. It's not that they're trying to change you. It's not that they have ill intentions. Well, some of them don't have ill intentions. But be humble and say, okay, I will try it and I will see how that works. And I'll come back to you and I'll let you know. And so there's so many different aspects of being humble that you can do. I mean, outside, there's so many different opportunities for you to also teach others, especially our younger generation, right? They're kind of they're I mean, a lot of them don't know how to deal with people. They don't know how to talk to an adult. They don't know the manners that we need to that need to be taught, so that way they can respond to an adult very politely and respectfully, and themselves that they don't know everything. Because here's the thing, right? Adults know a lot, right? That's a given. because they lived a lot longer. They have more education. They have more work experience. The kids think that they know a lot because they can Google everything. But Googling is one thing. Learning and getting it and processing it and being able to eloquently explain it is another thing. It's easy. I can Google anything, but I know that there's limits to that knowledge. I can give you kind of like a surface kind of answer if I Google something, because I'm able to give little snippets, but I'm not an expert. And that's the difference between being an adult who has lived, who has had education, who has had work experience, who has helped others get to where they're at, versus somebody who's young, who thinks that they know everything, who thinks that they can Google stuff, and who they think that they know more than the adults. Again, use students anywhere from K to 6 or 6 to 12, whatever, elementary, middle, high school. Humble yourself, because the more you humble yourself, people will want to help you more. Every time you communicate that you know, or that this is what happens, or let me show you what I found, you're missing an opportunity to hear a story about hands-on things. I know that a lot of the times it's not hands-on anymore in some of the jobs, or studying or learning how to do something, but that helps you a lot. Hands-on experience. It's kind of like you being in an apprenticeship program, and you're learning from somebody that has all the knowledge because they have lived it, they have learned it, they have gone to school for it, they have experienced it, they have worked on it, they have adapted the way that they work, and they didn't Google it. So again, be humble. And I'm talking about adults also, because some of you adults think that just because you're going to Google something, it means that you know everything now. Be humble. Let people share with you, because people love to share. We as human beings, we're storytellers. I mean, look at me. 17 minutes, 40 seconds into this video, I'm still sharing stories. And I'm talking about being humble. And that's the main topic, right? Being humble. But I'm sharing stories about different things, because I want to make sure that I touch bases with everybody and all the things that you know, and different aspects of what you know. So again, be humble. Make sure that you don't think that you're above something just because you can bring out your phone and you can Google something and you can give a surface answer, because all these people that have had experience and education and everything, they have actually learned it without Googling. You may have Googled it, but then it goes to a book, and then you have to read the book and you have to do stuff. Remember, you don't know everything. I don't know everything. Believe me, at 48 years old, I still have to learn a lot of things. And what's interesting is that a lot of the times that I used to fight learning something is the times that I regret, but at the same time I say, okay, I missed it in the past. To listen to somebody who has all these experience, I will not let that opportunity pass again. Humbleness is important. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that you can get notified of any new videos. Hit the like button. The importance of being humble. It sounds easy, but it's not. It takes practice. And it takes for you to say, I don't know everything. You got to say that. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I don't know everything. And then you will realize that humbleness means saying, I respect what you're telling me. I will process it and take what I need and what I think will fit within my process, my group, my village. So till next time, back on basics.